Hi everybody, it has been forever since I have uploaded a video. Probably 2 weeks in reality, but for me it feels like forever because when I first moved here to Los Angeles, I had made a promise to you guys when I started this channel and to myself that I would be very consistent. I would post a video once a week or twice a week even. It would be a cover song once a week and then commentary. You know, I even thought of starting my own little series of singing in the bathtub, and I had all these ideas, and you know, I fell off the bandwagon. I have not been consistent in terms of YouTube and social media and comedy and music, and that's the whole purpose of my video. Is I'd like to say that bipolar disorder plays a big part in how I cope with my day-to-day living. I've been suffering from it since my freshman year of college. And lately we lost Kate Spade, who was a major fashion icon. She took her life. We lost Anthony Bourdain, who also took his own life. Robin Williams, the legend, took his own life. Struggled with severe mental illness as well. There's so many people out there who have killed themselves. I'm going to use Kate Spade, for instance. It's alleged that she didn't want to get help for her mental health issues because she was scared it would ruin her image as a fashion icon. And to me, that type of fear is valid because of the stigma that is still in place for mental illness in society. And to me, the fact that that stigma still exists, I feel, in my own opinion, that plays a huge role as to why people feel helpless and why people kill themselves. So let me explain to you a little bit about bipolar. I have bipolar 2. Bipolar 2 is basically when I get in bipolar disorder, there's the lows of depression and then the highs of mania. So bipolar 1 is extreme highs where people don't sleep for days and do reckless things and endanger themselves, and then there's extreme lows where people get really, really severely depressed to the point of danger for themselves, suicidal. You know, a lot of people who have bipolar turn to drug addiction and alcohol and different things that just mess with them even more. And I have level number 2, like I said, which is what I just said, you know, a little bit of mania, but a lot of depression. So I know myself so well because ever since my freshman year of college, I had gone through I had gone through like a month of working out and dieting, and I was so excited and it's great and I'm going to change myself and I'm going to be so happy, and then I would crash and be super depressed. And it progressed as, you know, the years went on, and I moved to Israel 2 years ago after college, and that was when like my mental health was just out of whack because I was also struggling with anorexia. But at the time I was not like clinically diagnosed bipolar, but I had a good feeling that I might be, just because I do my research a lot about medications and mental illness, and I had a feeling I might be because I would be happy for 2 days or 3 days. But I knew that it was coming. I knew that the fall was coming. I knew that the crash was coming. And I was 22 at the time. So 2 years less mature than I am now. I didn't have the best coping mechanisms, you know, and I lived in Tel Aviv, which is an amazing city, especially, it's very, very gay. And I was surrounded by a lot of really beautiful looking men. And that struck a chord with me to the point where I was obsessed all the time with, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Why don't guys like me? I'm too feminine. My body isn't perfect. I don't spend time at the gym. I'm not man enough. I'm not good enough for anybody. And that's actually a real insecurity of mine to this day sometimes because of the condition of the gay community, specifically men, all over the world. You know, but I'll make a video about that another time when my mania allows me. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, my mental health issues were off the rail in college, and then especially when I went to Israel alone, because little by little my money started running out. Every day I was eating less, drinking coffee to make myself... I was drinking coffee as a laxative, you know, to let go of all the snacks I binged on the night before because I had starved myself. And then when I was happy, I was motivated to do well. But the depression was always there waiting for me at the bottom. And it wasn't a trampoline, it was more like quicksand, you know? So when I lived in Israel and I became a citizen, it got so bad that I couldn't go out. I couldn't be around people. I had horrible anxiety. And I had those highs, you know, the hypomania, where I was really happy for a week, and I remember I went running once, and, you know, I went to the beach all the time, and then I was depressed for like a month or two. And then I'd be manic again, and I would buy things I didn't need. I would get multiple tattoos, and I would, you know, quit jobs left and right because I could do better at the next one. And then I was without a job for 2 months, and I was basically starving. And it was really hard for me. Fast forward until I came back to America, and I think that's when I really was able to start getting a hold of myself as a 23-year-old. And now as a 24-year-old, I mean, I know a lot of people who watch this that are older than me will probably be like, shut up, you're not old, you're young. But to me, like 4 years from like 18 years old in my freshman year to like now at 24, that's 6 years of maturity. And I still struggle today. But the thing is that I'm very self-aware now. I do get suicidal sometimes, but not in the way that people think that I'm a danger to myself or others. There are times where I just am so depressed for no reason. I'm tired of it, and I just don't want to live. You know, I want to hide in a cave, and I want to never come out. But I would never kill myself. I'm the kind of person to like fantasize about death when I'm super depressed, and then the moment my chest starts to hurt because of like acid reflux or something so small, I'd start panicking and being like, oh my god, but I didn't go on television yet, and I didn't become the best person in the world yet. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like I start panicking, like my life is not supposed to be over right now. I'm not ready to die. And then my chest pain goes away, and I'm manic for like a day or two, and everything's great. And then I crash again, and I'm back at that phase, you know, and it's tough. And I think that the toughest part for me is the way mental illness is still perceived in society. You know, the way that people can't separate between suicidal ideation and people who are actually a threat to themselves. So some people, like myself, don't have the outlet to speak about it without people freaking out and getting worried about me, even though I am scared of death. I'm scared of death completely. I don't even like sleeping at night sometimes because I feel like it's partially dying and it scares me. But then there are people out there who are suicidal that don't talk about these things. And to me, that's heartbreaking because a lot of lives have been lost. And so, you know, I'd like to say that for me, it's tough every day. It's a struggle every day. I am here for a reason to pursue comedy now and music and acting and all these things that I love doing. But I felt compelled to make this video because of what has happened in the recent weeks. And I'd like to say that to the people who don't know a lot about mental illness, these are the things that, from my perspective, I can't tell you what to do, but for me it's to say to somebody with bipolar disorder that it's all in their head is terrible. To say to somebody who has bipolar disorder that they should stop taking their medication and just smoke pot and go natural because, you know, meds are bad for you. Yet you take NyQuil and what else, like antibiotics and all these other medications, and somehow like mental health medications are terrible. Meanwhile, you've never had to take a antidepressant in your life. Just stop. Because if you don't know what the experience is, then don't say anything. And, you know, if someone's talking about their feelings, about their depression, about how they feel suicidal sometimes, about how they feel worthless sometimes, even for no reason, even when things could be going well, the worst thing you could say to them is stop feeling sorry for yourself. That's not tough love. That's detrimental to the person suffering. Listen to them, hear them out, give them advice. You know, if you know someone's suffering, call them up, ask them how they're doing. Send them a funny video, send them memes, you know, send them nudes if it'll make them happy. No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke. But you know, send people funny, outrageous, cool stuff that'll make them smile and realize that they are not alone even when they're suffering, and they don't have to be treated like anything else but a human being. And to the people who know what it is to go through mental illness, please don't be shy. Don't be scared to speak up and just speak out about your experiences and what you're feeling, because there are people like myself who understand and sympathize and want the best for you, even if I don't know you. So if you are seeing this video and you feel a certain way, write a little comment and I'll send you a heart or a funny emoji. And I'm also going to post in the description links to my favorite YouTube videos. Actually, through my bipolar disorder, I discovered my love for comedy, and I've been doing stand-up a lot lately. Joan Rivers is my biggest inspiration, and she said, when you can make somebody laugh, you give them a little piece of vacation, which was a quote, but I think Winston Churchill that she quoted. To me, that translates, if I can make you happy and take you on vacation, I'm going on vacation with you. We're in this together. You're not alone. And being crazy is not a bad thing. It's just a stigmatized word, just like being gay is a stigmatized word still, and all these other things. I have the suicide hotline number up in the corner on this video for anybody who needs it. And remember, you're talking to somebody behind a telephone, probably like thousands of miles away from you, so there's no shame, there's no bias. Don't be afraid to speak up, speak out, and be your biggest defender, because you are all you've got. And be patient with yourself. And I feel so hypocritical saying that, because every day I beat myself up for not being where I want to be, and not making enough, and not producing enough, and all these things. But at the end of the day, we have to be easier on ourselves. That being said, I really pray that all the people who have committed suicide are in a better place. I pray for healing for everyone's families of people who've ever suffered. If you watch this video and you think that I'm a danger to myself, relax. I'm totally not. I haven't drank alcohol in 2 years. I don't smoke pot. I don't do drugs. I don't sleep around. I haven't cut in a while either, which is great. I have my therapy dog next to me, who I love so much. Her name is Maluka, means queen in Hebrew. And I'm so determined to continue on and inspire people through comedy and music and acting. And I am so determined that it's not my time to die. It just isn't. Now I'm knocking on wood because I just activated my OCD. Oh my God, that scares me. No, I have more work. I have more work to be done. So with that being said, much love to each and every one of you. Please share this video if you can. Well, obviously you can if you want to. So if you want to, please share this video, and I'm going to make a promise to myself to be easier on myself, to not pressure myself, to do things right away, to be somewhere right away, but to take it one day at a time. And I'm going to challenge anybody watching this who faces the same struggles every day to do the same. Much love to each and every one of you. Bye.